On June 9th, Anthropic posted the launch video for Claude Fable 5. 3 minutes, 4K clean cuts, a cinematic grade, animated graphics. Then, a day later, the engineer in that video revealed something strange. No human ever opened a video editor. The model being launched did the entire edit itself. 17 takes, 25 gigabytes of raw footage went into a folder. 7 minutes later, a verified rough cut came out. No timeline, no premiere, just code. And here is the part almost everyone who shared this story missed. Every tool in that pipeline is free, public, and documented. This is not a flex about a new model. It is a blueprint. So in this video, the full AI edit bay, station by station, the transcription trick, the cut list, the assembly, the color grade, the motion graphics. Plus, the parts the demo did not put in bold, where the cuts break, and the one station that quietly burned 90% of the money. First, the receipts. The person behind the demo is Thariq Shihipar, an engineer on the Claude Code team at Anthropic, and the on-camera presenter of the launch video itself. He did not just tweet a highlight clip. He published a full interactive deck showing the actual prompts, files, and commands. Link is the first line of the description, and his kickoff prompt is shockingly casual. He points Claude Code at the footage folder, says the script is in a markdown file, and adds notes you would give a human editor. The best takes are usually the ones at the end, with the fewest ums. Cut the warm-up phrase at the start of each take. Write a JSON file showing every clip and time range you chose. Then one final line, /goal. Don't stop until you have a final video. 4 days later, the finished cut was the official launch video. His closing credit says it all. Footage by a camera. Taste by Thariq. Everything in between. By the agent the video is about. Before the stations, the one idea that makes this work. In a normal edit, your decisions live inside a timeline. A Premiere project file. A binary blob only Premiere can open. In this pipeline, the edit is text. The transcript is text. The cut list is JSON. The color grade is a text file. The graphics are React code. And that changes everything, because a model that can read and write text can now read and write your edit. Diff it. Explain it. Re-render it at 3 in the morning without you. So here is the edit bay. 5 stations. 1. The ears. Whisper turns every take into word-level timestamps. 2. The brain. Claude picks takes and writes the cut list as JSON. 3. The hands. FFmpeg executes that JSON into a real video. 4. The look. Color as plain text, LOT files. 5. The motion. Remotion turns static designs into animated code. 5 stations. 0 video editors. Let's build it. Station 1. The ears. The demo ran OpenAI's Whisper model locally on a laptop. Free, open source, no cloud upload. And the output is the magic part. Not just words. Every word with a start time and an end time written into JSON. That timestamp layer is what turns audio into something a coding agent can cut. In the demo, one warm-up phrase ended at 66.40 seconds. So the agent placed the cut 0.05 of a second later inside the silent gap. Try doing that by scrubbing a timeline. Now, the honest catch nobody mentions. Vanilla Whisper is too polite. It quietly deletes most of the ums and uhs from the transcript. So if your plan is to hunt filler words by searching the text, stock Whisper hides exactly what you are hunting. Words like, and come through fine. For true detection, use a verbatim tuned variant. Whisper timestamped or CRISPR Whisper, both open source, are built for this. Same pipeline, smarter ear. Station 2, the brain. This is where editing taste becomes a file. Claude read all 17 transcripts and faced a human question. Which take is best? The demo's answer. One subagent per scene, reading every candidate take, plus verifier agents, double checking the picks. The selections landed in one file, finaledit.json. For every scene, it lists the candidates, the chosen clip, the exact in and out times, and, best of all, a written rationale. Listen to this one. The final take inside clip C012 is flawless. Zero ums. The warm up ends at 66.40. The cut in sits in the silent gap. One take got disqualified for a 5.8-second dead pause. This is the file a human editor keeps in their head, written down where you can read it and change it. And then the step that separates this from every sloppy AI demo. Claude transcribed its own finished cut and checked it again for leftover filler. Fresh ears, grading the work. That is the difference between a cut you trust and a cut you babysit. Station 3, the hands. The cut list is a plan. FFmpeg swings the blade. FFmpeg is the 25-year-old free command line tool that quietly powers half the internet's video. The agent uses it in two moves: slice. For each chosen take, FFmpeg cuts from the in point to the out point and writes a clean segment. Stitch. List the segments in a text file, and FFmpeg's concat mode joins them, copying data straight over with no re-encode. Seconds, not hours. But slow down, because this is where AI editing demos quietly fall apart. When FFmpeg copies without re-encoding, it can only cut on keyframes, which can sit half a second from where you asked, and transcript timestamps drift by a tenth of a second. The CEO of a competing AI editing tool, so grain of salt, ran his own test and reported cuts, landing mid-sentence 11 out of 11 times. So why did the launch video work? 3 copyable defenses. Cut in silence gaps, not at word boundaries. Re-encode when you need frame accuracy. And verify by retranscribing the output. The blade is free. The discipline is the skill. Station 4, the look. This footage came off a Sony camera in S-Log3. Raw log footage. Looks like someone washed the world in grey. Every pixel needs remapping before it looks like film. In Premiere, that is a color panel and a lot of sliders. In the edit bay, a grade is a LUT, a lookup table, a .cube file, which is, wait for it, plain text. A grid of numbers, mapping every input color to an output color. So when Thariq prompted, the grading feels a bit too muted. Make some examples and let me choose one. Claude wrote LUT files from scratch. 7 of them named like film stocks. Neutral 709, warm filmic, punchy, teal and orange. It even built a side-by-side preview page so a human could pick the winner. The final video shipped on a custom grade called Neutral Cool Desat, applied with one FFmpeg flag at encode time. The entire visual mood of a launch video is now a text file you can version, diff, and regenerate by describing a feeling. Station 5, the motion. The launch video needed animated graphics, and the design team delivered them as 11 static PNG images. Beautiful, but frozen. The old workflow is After Effects, keyframe by keyframe. Instead, Claude rebuilt every static design as a React component in Remotion. Remotion is the free open source framework where video is code. Every frame renders from components. Every animation is a number you can edit. And once a design is code, every word, every color, every beat of timing becomes a parameter you can prompt. The demo kept all timing in one file, 6 numbers driving every animation. Make it snappier becomes a one-line change. Even cues got automated. To land a graphic exactly when a word is spoken, Claude searched the whisper timestamps for that word and set the cue to that frame. And here is your unlock. Remotion's official docs now have a page for prompting videos with coding agents, plus an installable skill pack for Claude Code. One command, and your agent knows how to animate. The barrier to motion graphics just became a prompt. Now, the round trip that made designers' jaws drop. Design teams live in Figma, not code. So Thariq typed one more prompt. Great. Now, can you also export it to a Figma file? Through Figma's official integration with Claude Code, Claude built a real Figma file from the video's code. Components, the color station, even live rendered motion previews. The design team opened it in their own tool and made their pass. Then the reverse prompt. The design has been updated in this Figma. Can you update the video to match? And the code rebuilt itself to mirror the new design. Code to Figma, Figma to code, twice. Nobody copying anything by hand. That integration is public. One command installs it. Then came Render Night, a 4K render, 4,334 frames. While it rendered, Claude screenshotted its own frames and reviewed them before each pass. Roughly 10 re-renders through the night. The finished file was done at 6:24 in the morning. Nobody was awake. That is what a long horizon model actually looks like at work. Time for the meter and the fine print. Because this is a launch demo by the company launching the model. Catch 1. The cost. When people asked, Thariq said the whole edit came to roughly $100 of usage. But the breakdown matters more. The transcription and cutting, the part that replaces an editor's weekend, was only about $10. The other 90% burned on iterating the motion graphics. Polish is expensive. Cutting is almost free. Catch 2, the model. Fable 5 is the most expensive Claude ever. $10 per million input tokens, 50 per million output. Double opus. And it counts double against subscription limits. The free window on paid plans ends June 22nd. One respected reviewer racked up a $110 bill in one afternoon of testing. But here is what saves you. Most stations do not need Fable 5 at all. Whisper is free. FFmpeg is free. Eluties are text. A cheaper model writes those commands just fine. What Fable 5 brings is the long horizon part. Anthropic's exact claim. It can work autonomously for longer than any previous Claude model. That is, the don't stop until the video is done part. Rent the marathon runner for marathons. Catch 3. The taste. A human wrote the script, shot the takes, set the preferences, picked the grade. The agent replaced the labor. It did not replace the judgment. Whoever holds the taste still holds the job. So here is the edit bay one more time. The ears. Whisper. Turning footage into word-level timestamps. The brain. Claude writing the cut as JSON with reasons attached. The hands. FFmpeg executing that file into a real video. The look. Color as plain text lots. The motion. Remotion. Turning static designs into animated code. And the rule that holds it together. Verify everything. Cut in silence. Retranscribe the output. Screenshot the frames. The edit is text now. And text is the one thing these models are born to work with. If you want to try this without assembling it from scratch, I packed it all into a free PDF. The AI Edit Bay Blueprint. All 5 stations, the starter prompts, the FFmpeg commands, the whisper filler word workaround, the Remotion and Figma setup, and every catch from this video, with links to Thariq's original deck. Comment the word CUTLIST and I will send it straight to you. Full credit to Thariq Shihipar and the Claude Code team. His deck is the first link in the description. I drop bite sized AI breakdowns every day on Instagram and the full deep dives right here on YouTube. Subscribe because the next launch video will not be edited by a human either. The question is whether yours will be.